For our next segment, we have a little geography test. Of course, in high school, we all learn some geography, but how well do we really retain it? So we send out our camera crew to ask, can you name any country on this map? Let's see what happens.
Hi, what is your name, sir?
The name is Jimmy John. My friends call me Bob. Pleased to meet you.
Hi, I was wondering if you could name a country on this map. Any country at all.
Well, that's quite the question you got right there, son. See, I'm a simple man. I didn't get no fancy education, but let me just think for a sec. You see, if I ain't mistaken, those squinty-eyed folk up in the east, they got themselves a red ass flag. So I'm thinking, this little thing right there is China.
Actually, sir, it's not a world map. This is a Pikachu.
Pick me what now? That is comedy. But you know what's even more funnier than Americans not knowing geography? It's orange Americans being insulted on Twitter. Stay tuned right after this commercial break.
Welcome to Stories by Sap.
That's me! So I have to say that my geography skills are not quite as bad as the average participant on Kimmel, but they're not great either. So I set a challenge for myself to learn the location of all the countries in the world. And I did a small test run to see what my current level is, and the first country went great.
So first one, Eswatini. Mm, I'm Africa. I'm assuming. Well, I do know Africa is here. I do know Africa is here. Um, is it like one of those mini? I think you have Lesotho. Is it like one of those mini? Yeah, what? Ah! Ah!
Afterwards, however, I had a lot more difficulties finding countries such as Syria, Dominica, and Georgia. So I still have a lot to learn, and I think this calls for a scuffed learning montage.
This is a scuffed learning montage. Scuffed learning montage. I am learning geography. Amsterdam, na na na, Netherlands. That is an easy one, but now I need to learn all the other countries. I can do it. I can do it.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me a lot more time than I had anticipated to learn all the countries in the world. And originally, I even wanted to include the capitals, but then I came across names such as Nouakchott, Antananarivo, Yamoussoukro, and maybe my favorite, Sri Yawardenepura Kotte. If you're from these places, please let me know how badly I screwed up that pronunciation. But I think I'm ready now. I studied quite a lot, so I found this quiz containing the 193 United Nations member states. So let's see how I get on.
And we have to start with Chile. Chile is right here. Madagascar. Great movies. On here, east part of Africa. Finland. In the north, next to Russia. Morocco. Under Spain, right there. Iran. It's quite a large country. South of the Caspian Sea. Yeah. Serbia. Serbia, Serbia. So we have here, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to see. This is Greece. This is Armenia, Macedonia, and then this is Serbia. Nicaragua. Let me think. So you have the Panama Canal. Then you have Costa Rica, Honduras, and then Nicaragua. No! Nicaragua first, then Honduras. Wait, what on earth is my geography teacher doing here from when I was 13 years old?
Ha 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 ha, if it isn't my old student, Seb. I would congratulate you on your efforts, but sadly you still made a huge mistake. That actually reminds me of failing you for plagiarism, since you had copied about 10% of your volcano report from Wikipedia. Even though it is quite understandable for a 13-year-old that you would copy a complicated explanation of tectonic plates instead of rewriting it in your own words, I simply enjoy being cruel. And I also see you are still failing at geography. Shame on you.
Dude, you're still a dick after all these years. Oh. Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. That's a terrific band name. And also a country, apparently. Right there. China. South Sudan under, who guessed it, Sudan. Turkmenistan. Oh yeah, that's right here. Zambia. Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Bolivia. Yes, Kenya is right. There above Tanzania, Saudi Arabia, Libya. Libya. This is Libya. Guinea-Bissau. Oh, here, yes. So this is Guinea. And that is Guinea-Bissau. Brazil. Getting to the final stretch here. East Timor. Suriname. There in the middle between Guyana and French Guiana. Botswana. Right in the middle above. South Africa. Belgium. There. Mozambique. Here. Iceland. Bahrain. I don't know. Bahrain, I would say. Above Qatar. Angola. No, not almost like here. This is Algeria. This is Angola. Singapore. Under Malaysia. Comoros Islands. Above Madagascar. Samoa is here. Cambodia. And Asia here next to Vietnam. Laos. South Korea. Algeria. Eswatini, Hungary, there, Colombia, Senegal, here, Moldova.
Let's go! I did it! Well, it wasn't perfect, okay, I'll admit it wasn't perfect. I switched around Honduras and Nicaragua. Big mistake. My apologies. And then I wanted to click on France, but I accidentally clicked on Andorra. But hey, I learned a lot, and I guess that's all that matters. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.